we are given a graph of a function, and we're asked to find the open intervals of increase, decrease, and constant function. In other words, we're going to find intervals of x values for which the graph has points that are increasing on the graph, decreasing on the graph, and flat, constant on the graph. Okay, so we seek open intervals of x values because we were asked for open intervals, for which the y values are increasing, decreasing, and constant. Okay, if I look at the graph, I see that it's increasing for x values from 1 to 2. I put open brackets because I asked for open intervals of x. Okay, so just stop and look at the graph. Between x equals 1 and x equals 2, it's traveling up. If you were an ant walking on the graph, you're traveling up from the points that correspond to x equal 1 to the point that corresponds to x equals 2. Now, the interval of decrease would be the values of x for which the ant on the graph would have to be walking downhill. That starts at the x value -2 down to the x value 1. Okay, so we're giving them an open interval because I asked for an open interval from -2 to 1, and you see for the points corresponding to those x coordinates on the graph, that ant is walking downhill. Now for the constant function, we're going to find the interval of x values for which the ant is walking flat. It's a constant function on the open interval x values from 2 to 5. And all you do is look at the graph, look at the ordered pair that corresponds to x equals 2. That's where it starts walking flat, the little ant. And then it continues to walk flat all the way until you get to the point on the graph that corresponds to x equals 5.